Hello friends and welcome to Digimento. So we were taking up the unit 10. So from unit 10 we were discussing the last module, that is policies, governance and administration. So we were already discussing that, and today we will be continuing our discussion on the same. So today we will be discussing about the fundamental rights. I think we stopped at the preamble yesterday. So today we will take up fundamental rights. Okay, I hope you are all doing good. I hope you are all fine and keeping well. So let me know in the comment section if you are attending the class. If you are attending the session, let me know in the comment section so that we can quickly start if you have already joined for the class. So please let me know, and let's begin anyways. And before that, this is our channel. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe, and also please do press the bell icon also so that you will get notified whenever we post a new video. And again, if you like this video, do not forget to share it with your friends also. So please do share this video with your friends as well. And if you are preparing for GATE, NTA, UGC NET or PGT Computer Science, you can avail our online courses. So our online courses you can avail, and for that you can visit our website. So the website, you will find all the details about the courses that we provide. So you can visit our website, which is www.digimento.com, or you can call to this number. So you can either visit the website or you can call to this number for getting more details about the online courses that we provide. Okay. Now let's quickly start. Before that, please let me know if you are attending the session. Hi Senthil, good evening. Hi Vikrant. Hello Shiva. Hi, good evening everyone. So nobody else, only 3 of you. Anyway, we will just start. So we discussed about the basics of our constitution. Then we discussed about various sources of our constitution, from where we had adopted various provisions. Okay, and yesterday we were discussing about the preamble of our constitution. Hi Arjun, good evening. Hi SQ Root. Hi Josephine. Hi, good evening. Lipika, good evening Lipika. Yeah. So Lipika, I got your message. I did not check my Telegram actually. So I got your message today only. Then I understood you were messaging me for a very long time. I'm sorry for the late reply, Lipika. Sorry. So hello everyone, welcome. Let's start. Okay, we stopped here yesterday, preamble. I hope you have revised. Good evening SV Degree College. Okay, so I hope you have revised your portions till yesterday, and if you have any doubts you can just ask me now, or any time during the class also you can ask me. SQ Root, I am new here. So SQ Root, this class is about the NTA NET examination. So we are discussing the paper 1 for the NET examination. So I'm very glad seeing your reply. Thank you. I am also very happy, Lipika, that I have received a message from you. Thank you so much, Lipika, for writing to me. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's start. I hope you have already revised whatever we have learned, and I'm not going into the revision again now. Now we'll take up fundamental rights. So these are the fundamental rights that we have, or the Constitution guarantees us. Okay. Please send me a soft copy. I think yesterday only the team members have confirmed that they have uploaded all the PDF on the Telegram. So it's already there. Okay. Good evening, Rani. Think out of box. Hi, good evening. Okay. So let's start. Now we are discussing about the fundamental rights. So basically, originally in the sense that when we had the constitution, when we adopted the constitution in 1950. So in 1950, originally the constitution had 7 fundamental rights, but now there is only 6 fundamental rights. Okay. Originally there were 7, but now there are only 6 fundamental rights. Now, what are these fundamental rights? Let's see and discuss. Okay. The first one is right to equality. So, right to equality is the first fundamental right, and it is discussed under Article 14 to 18. We will discuss that. Okay. Then second one is right to freedom from Article 19 to 22. Third one is right against exploitation. So, right against exploitation from Article 23 to 24. 23 and 24 discusses about right against exploitation. Next is right to freedom of religion. From Articles 25 to 28, the Constitution discusses about the right to freedom of religion. Next is cultural and educational rights. So, Article 29 and 30 discusses about the cultural and educational rights. Then, earlier we had another fundamental right, that was right to property, which was mentioned under Article 31, but later this was removed. So now a right to property is not a fundamental right. So it's not a fundamental right, rather it is a legal right now. Right to property is only a legal right, it's not a fundamental right. Okay, now it's not a fundamental right. Then Article 32 discusses about right to constitutional remedies. So basically now at present we have only 6 fundamental rights, and these 6 fundamental rights are guaranteed by our constitution. So our constitution guarantees all these fundamental rights to all citizens. Now the question is only whether the citizens are having these fundamental rights or anybody else. So all these 6 fundamental rights are available to the citizens, but there are some fundamental rights out of the 6 which are available to foreigners as well. Okay, aliens as well. Okay, so basically the 6 fundamental rights that we have now. First one is right to equality. We will discuss each of them, so I am not discussing all that now. Second one, right to freedom. Third one is right against exploitation. Fourth one is right to freedom of religion. The fifth one is cultural and educational rights, and the sixth one is right to constitutional remedies. So right to property is now not a fundamental right, it is only a legal right now. Okay, I hope you got it. Now let us discuss each and every 6 of the fundamental rights in detail. So first we are coming to right to equality. Okay, right to equality, as we said, Article 14 of the Constitution, from Article 14 to 18. So, right to equality is discussed under Article 14 to 18. Now, let's see each of the article. Article 14 ensures equality before law and equal protection of law. So, what does it mean? It means that every person or every citizen is guaranteed equality before law. Before the eyes of law, before the law, every individual is the same or equals. I'll give you an example. Now, for example, a very rich person or a very influential person, he is committing a mistake, and a normal person, like a person from very poor background, is committing a mistake. So both of them will be seen equal before the law, but there are certain exceptions to it, definitely, because like exceptions like the president cannot be tried in case of civil cases during his he cannot be tried in case of criminal cases in at the time of his office. So again, when the parliament is going on, an MP cannot be arrested. So certain exceptions are there, but apart from that, every citizen is treated equal before the law. So before the eyes of the law, every citizen is equal, and the constitution also guarantees equal protection of law. That means the protection of law, the law protects every citizen, and this protection extended by the law is equal for every citizen in India. So this is the Article 14, equality before law and equal protection of law. Next one is Article 15. So second one, Article 15, that is prohibition of discrimination. Again, discrimination is against equality. So first fundamental right itself is right to equality, and under that, under Article 15, we have prohibition of discrimination. So discrimination is against equality. This is just the opposite of equality. So prohibition of discrimination is guaranteed by the Constitution, which means a person cannot be discriminated or cannot be treated indifferently on the basis of a person's religion, race, caste, sex, or place of birth. So a person cannot be discriminated. You cannot be discriminated, or any one of you or any Indian citizen cannot be discriminated on the basis of religion or race or caste or sex or the place of birth. Now, Article 16. Third one under right to equality is Article 16, that is equality of opportunity in the matters of public employment. Here public employment is important. Now, equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. What does it mean? Which means that every person will be getting equal opportunity in case of public employment. Now, public employment means employment provided by the government. Now, you are writing this NTA NET examination. So, here everybody will be given the same opportunity. Nobody will be treated indifferently. Now, if any competitive exam you take to get an entry into a government service, the UPSC, the state PSCs, so equality of opportunity is given to everyone. But this is in case of public employment. What about private employment? In a private company, maybe they will have their own preferences. So, in case of private employment, we cannot guarantee equality of opportunity. But in case of public employment, equality of opportunity is guaranteed. Now, Article 17 talks about end of untouchability. So, untouchability based on the caste or religion or subcaste or race cannot be practiced. Untouchability cannot be practiced, and untouchability is a very, very severe and serious offense. I'll give you an example. So, if any person is punished for untouchability or any criminal charges are filed against a person for untouchability, then that person cannot contest elections in India. So that is the level of protection that the constitution provides for the equality. Okay, so end of untouchability. Now you might be thinking that untouchability is not a very big issue, but remember, at the time when the constitution was framed in 1950, during that time untouchability was a very serious issue. And even now, if you have seen some of the movies like Article 15, yes, Article 15, there is a movie in Hindi which is named as Article 15. It talks about the ground realities of untouchability. See, even now, even I'm talking about 2020, even now in rural areas, in some of the villages, or sometimes even in some cities also, so there are instances of untouchability. So even now in India, in many places, some caste, some religion or some race are considered to be untouchables. So we are not able to, in reality, we are not able to eliminate or end the untouchability to its fullest form, but still we are still progressing. So as we always say, when we look at the darker side of India now, we must understand that we had an even darker phase earlier. So we are slowly progressing. A nation cannot completely develop in a day or two. It will take its own time, and in that due course of time, the nation will definitely progress. So thing is, we have to progress day by day. So we cannot remain what we were yesterday. We have to progress day by day. But the thing is that if we compare our country with years back, we are progressing. We are much progressing. So elimination or end of untouchability is guaranteed by the constitution under Article 17, and therefore untouchability is a very serious offense in India. Now next is Article 18. Okay, Article 18 talks about abolition of titles, military and academic distinctions are however exempted from this. So abolition of titles, like titles were used by the English in India. Example of titles, like for example, sir, it's a title. So certain titles are there. So these titles will not be given, but exceptions are there. Military and academic distinctions can be used. Like for example, if you have done your PhD, you can be called as a doctor. If you have done your MBBS, you can be called as a doctor because that is an academic honor. Now, in military also, captain, colonel, or like whatever it is. So there are various titles. So there are certain exceptions. Okay. So that is that. That's about Article 18. So Article 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18, it guarantees right to equality for every citizen of the country. I hope this is clear for you. If you have any doubts, please put it in the comment section so that we can discuss that and then move ahead. Then anything else, like in the previous class or so, if you have still any doubts, you can clarify that and then we will move ahead. So I'll just take up the comments. Swati, good evening. Hi Swati. Pooja, good evening. Swati is asking me where you are living. I am from Kerala, Swati. I live in Trivandrum, Kerala. Sumati, good evening. Sorry, delay. That's okay, Sumati. Abhi, hi, Abhi. Rai Bahadur, yes. So, yeah. So, any doubts? Any clarifications required? Is it necessary to remember all these articles? No, but there was a previous question. Yesterday Abhi told me to look into the previous question, so I was just looking into the previous questions from this module. But there were some questions on fundamental rights, like for example, like 4 or 5 options will be given and you have to choose which among them is a fundamental right or which among them is not a fundamental right. Such type of questions can be asked. Articles are not at all necessary, and I am going into the details only because to give you some more awareness. Okay, so I thought anyway I'll have to teach you what is right to equality, and the best way to do is by discussing the articles related to right to equality. This will give you knowledge, awareness, information also. So that's why I'm going into all these details. So articles, there is no need to remember, but you have to remember about right to equality is a fundamental right. Now, Meena, good evening. Meena, good evening. Abhi Kumar, right to education. Right to education is a fundamental right and it comes under Article 21. Not Article exactly Article 21. It comes under life and right to life and personal liberty. I'll discuss that. Yes, it's a fundamental right. Yes, Abhi. I'll come to it. I'll discuss about it. Right to education is very important for you. So, that's very important. Okay. So, I hope this is clear for you, right to equality. So, let's move to the next one. Okay. Yeah. Next is right to freedom. So, let's see. Article 19. Okay. 20, 21, 22. So, right to freedom is a second fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution. So, second fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution is right to freedom. First one is right to equality. Second one is right to freedom. Now, let's come to the articles related to it. First is Article 19. 19 is a very important article. Even though it may not be important for your examination, it's very important in your day-to-day life. And in the current affairs, there are a lot of issues related to Article 19, especially when the CAA, the Citizenship Amendment Act was passed in the Parliament. There were protests going on everywhere, especially in Delhi. So what happened? The government tried to suppress it, and the criticism was that it is against Article 19, saying that Article 19 guarantees right to freedom of speech and expression for the citizens. So how it can be implemented, or how such things can be suppressed. So that was a much debatable thing then. So from that context and from many current affairs, current events, it's a very, very important article. So let's look into it. Now, Article 19, it guarantees the citizens of India following 6 fundamental freedoms. So, it's not rights, it's freedom. Okay, right to freedom, that's a fundamental right. And under Article 19, 6 freedom is guaranteed. 6 types of freedom is guaranteed to the citizens. The first one is freedom of speech and expression. So, freedom of speech and expression, that means you have this freedom to speak anything you want, express any of your opinion. This expression can be in the form of writing, speaking, drawing, cartoon. It can be anything. But the thing is that it's not absolute. I think we have discussed it yesterday. So this freedom is not absolute, which means that you can exercise your freedom of speech and expression, but not at the cost of public interest. If your speech and expression hampers the public interest, then the government can suppress it, or the government can curtail the freedom, and that is what the government had done. So the rationale or the justification given by the government was that the freedom of speech and expression was misused in Delhi or in many parts of the country when CAA was passed. It is against the public interest. It has led to destroying of many public properties. So all these were the justifications put up by the government. So freedom of speech and expression is one fundamental freedom that is guaranteed under Article 19. Second is freedom of assembly. Assembly means you can gather together, you can assemble together as a group. So as a group you will have the freedom to assemble together. Next is freedom to form associations. You can form your own associations, trade union. So all these things you can create. So association, there are many associations, we know, there are many councils. So all these can be done. Next is freedom of movement. Movement means you can move. If you are a citizen of the country, you can freely move around in any place in India. Okay. So freedom of movement. Next is freedom of residence and settlement. Now, under freedom of residence and settlement, you can reside in anywhere in the country, you can settle anywhere, you can buy property anywhere in the country. But there was an exception, that is Jammu and Kashmir. So, except in Jammu and Kashmir, you can buy property, reside and settle anywhere. But now, even Jammu Kashmir, you can. Why? Because there was an article called Article 370. So, Article 370 had guaranteed Jammu and Kashmir special status. So special status was given to Jammu and Kashmir under Article 370. Now Article 370 was revoked. So it was revoked by the Parliament last year, and after revoking Article 370, the special status given to Jammu Kashmir has been removed. So now any Indian citizen can go and reside in Jammu Kashmir, can buy a property in Jammu Kashmir and settle in Jammu Kashmir. Okay, I hope you got it. Next is freedom of profession, occupation, trade and business. So you have the freedom to do any job that you want. You can take up any occupation you want. You can do any business and trade. So these are the 6 fundamental freedom actually guaranteed to every citizen of India. Okay. Next is Article 20. Protection in respect of conviction of offences. So protection with respect to conviction for offences. This protection is guaranteed under Article 20. Next is Article 21. So Article 21 of the Constitution guarantees protection of life and personal liberty. So Article 21 guarantees protection of life and personal liberty. This is a very, very important article again. Now, what kind of life? So, as we have discussed earlier, the Supreme Court is the guardian of the Constitution. Again, the Supreme Court being the guardian of the Constitution, Supreme Court can also act as a protector or guardian and then interpreter of the Constitution. Whatever the Constitution has said, the meaning of it can be interpreted by the Supreme Court. So there were a series of discussions going on and series of cases appearing before the Supreme Court to interpret the meaning of protection of life and personal liberty guaranteed under Article 21. So in this context, related to Article 21, the Supreme Court has given many verdicts. It includes this saying that not just life, a person has the right to have a dignified life, life with dignity. So dignity, so that is there. Then again, a person has the personal liberty, and under personal liberty only the Supreme Court has given the legal status to living together relationships, such kind of things. So that's your personal liberty. So that's your personal freedom. So the state cannot interfere in that. BQT. So LGBTQT. So all these have been given by the Supreme Court under Article 21. Okay. Next is Article 22, which guarantees protection against arrest and detention in certain cases. So this guarantees protection against arrest and detention in some cases. Okay. So when a person is arrested, the person should be informed about the reason for which the person is arrested. Then during detention, the person has the freedom to take the legal advice of an advocate that he or she wants, and then also has the freedom or right to get the bail. So all these things are there. So these are all fundamental rights of individuals. So just taking up the comments. This is about right to freedom. So any doubts you can ask me meanwhile. Okay. Josephine, thank you. You're welcome, Josephine, again. APSET exam, APSET. Okay, APSET exam, state education. Okay. State eligibility test. Okay, exam is in December 6th. Okay, Swati. Rajashekhar, except Jammu Kashmir. Rajashekhar, except Jammu Kashmir, now that provision is not there. Earlier, a person was not allowed, outsiders, I mean, a person not belonging to Jammu Kashmir was not allowed to buy a property in Jammu Kashmir or settle in Jammu Kashmir. But now anybody, any Indian citizen can reside in Jammu Kashmir, buy a property, because Article 370, which had given a special status to Jammu Kashmir, is now removed. It has been revoked by the parliament. So now anybody can go and settle in Jammu Kashmir or buy a property in Jammu Kashmir. Now, Abhi Kumar, these fundamental rights are fundamental are in constitution, can be amended, or fundamental rights if any happen. Yes, Abhi Kumar, fundamental rights can be amended. So there are many instances where fundamental rights were amended very recently also. For example, right to equality. So equality, Article 16, which guarantees equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. So this article was amended, and through that only we have introduced this provision of EWS, economically weaker sessions. So I'll just write down. So now a 10% reservation has been introduced for EWS. So this is a new category. Now EWS will get a 10% reservation. Now how is this introduced? By amending Article 16. So equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Everyone should be given equal opportunity, but EWS is getting 10% reservation. OBCs are getting 27% reservation. SCs and STs are getting a reservation. So this reservation is an exception to it, and this reservation things can be introduced only by amending the fundamental rights. Then again, there are other instances also where this fundamental rights are altered or amended. So many examples. Now Article 21 was amended many times. Right to education was included. Then many times this Article 21 was amended. Now Rajashekhar, 20B double jeopardy. Yes, 20B double jeopardy. Double jeopardy means that a person cannot be convicted or punished twice for a same offense. So if a person has committed an offense, and for that offense the person can only be punished one time. So double times or two times a person cannot be punished for the same punishment. Same offense. So this is called double jeopardy. Okay. So very good doubts. I'm very happy about it. Now, any other doubts? Anything else you want to know till whatever we have discussed now? So, any doubts? No. Let's continue. Shall we continue? Shall we continue, everyone? Okay, let's start. Next is right against exploitation. So, right against exploitation, no person can be exploited. So, let's see. Lipika, yes, let's continue. So, Article 23 and Article 24 protects any person against exploitation. So, let's see. Rajashekhar, which rights for foreigners? I'll come to it, Rajashekhar. Don't worry, I'll come to it. Okay, right against exploitation. So, right against exploitation means that no person can be exploited. Now, Article 23 and 24 discusses the same. Article 23, traffic in human beings is prohibited. That is human trafficking. Human trafficking is prohibited under the constitution. Now, Article 24. No child below the age of 14 years can be employed. So, child labor. Child labor is again prohibited, okay, under the age of 14. And also RT, right to education, mandates that every child up to the age of 14 years should get education. It is the responsibility of the state to provide education to every child below the age of 14 years. Abhi Kumar, questions from these topics comes very confusing even after studying. Yes, that is true, especially because you do not have a background in social studies. So what you can do is you can understand the concepts, and when you understand the concepts, I think it will be more easier. At least through elimination and all, you will be able to get the answer. And I am very soon coming up with a lecture on how to solve MCQs logically. So how to solve the MCQs, the tricks and the tips, I am coming with it very soon. Today or tomorrow I will record the video. I have already prepared the content for that. So I will do it today or tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, don't worry about it. We will do something about it. How to use the elimination technique and then come at the right answer. That is what we will be discussing. Rajshekhar, which rights for Indians? Yes, Indians and foreigners rights we will discuss. Rajshekhar, RTA 2009. Yes. Okay, so these two are the fundamental rights which guarantees right against exploitation. No person can be exploited. Now, next is a very important right, that is right to freedom of religion. So, as I already told you in the previous class, the right to freedom of religion says that RTI is a fundamental right. RTI, you mean right to education, right to information. It's not a fundamental right, it's a statutory right. It's a statute, that is a legislation. So it is a legal right, it's not a fundamental right. RTI is not a fundamental right, it's a legal right. I am talking about right to information. But right to education, RTE, is a fundamental right. Okay. Then Arjun is asking me, the EIA, Environment Impact Assessment of 2020, is something against Article 21, right? It's not actually against Article 21. Article 21 guarantees the freedom, freedom to life and liberty. So it's not against it. So environmental impact assessment, I will discuss about it. I think it's already in our syllabus, so we will come to it. Environment impact assessment. Okay. Now let's come to right to freedom of religion. So under freedom of religion, we know that in preamble we have learned that India is a secular country, which means that there is no official state religion. So no official religion for the state. There is no official religion for the state. Anju Sangwan has asked me, good evening ma'am, are you coming daily online? At what time? Usually I was coming at 7:30, but these days I have postponed it to 8 o'clock. So we will continue like this for a few more days at 8 o'clock. So Abhi has commented 8 p.m. approx. Yes. Usually it was 7:30, but now 8. You can join the Telegram channel, which is Digimento Education. There we will put the updates. And also if you subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, you will get the notifications also. But for a week or so, I'll continue at 8 o'clock only. I have some appointments till 7:30. So I'll start at 8 only. But after that, maybe according to your response and your demand, we will go back to 7:30. So I'll take an opinion from you only. Then I'll decide the timings later after a week or so. So that's it. So I think we'll come to right to freedom of religion. So right to freedom of religion and secularism are two different concepts. First of all, understand that secularism means the state is secular and the state or the government does not have an official religion. The state or the government provides the same status to every religion. Now, freedom of religion means that, right to freedom of religion means that it is regarding the citizens. Any citizen can choose any religion that they want to practice. So that is guaranteed under the constitution. So right to freedom of religion. Any individual can practice the religion that they want. Now, Article 25. Let's first come to Article 25. Article 25 to Article 28 discusses about right to freedom of religion. So Article 25, it provides freedom of conscience and free profession, practice and propagation of religion. So freedom of conscience, free profession, practice and propagation of religion is guaranteed under Article 25. Now coming to Article 26. Freedom to manage religious affairs. So freedom to manage the religious affairs. This is provided under Article 26. So any person can manage his or her own religious affairs. So state will not interfere into it. State will not interfere into the religious affairs of the Article 27, it prohibits taxes on religious grounds. So, taxes cannot be imposed on religious grounds, and it is prohibited under Constitution under Article 27. Now, I'll just give you a current affair. I think it was in the state of UP that a particular cess was imposed for the protection of cattle. So, there was a criticism that it is to protect a particular religious interest, and therefore there were many opposition to that particular decision of the government. So the constitution prohibits that the state cannot impose any tax to promote a particular religion. For the promotion of a particular religion, state cannot charge taxes from the citizens. Now Article 28, it provides that freedom as to attendance at the religious ceremonies in certain educational institutions. Now this is like if the state, that is if the government is financing any educational institution. So if the government is providing the finance to any educational institution, then the students or the staff or the teachers or anyone in working or studying in that particular educational institution cannot be compelled to attend certain ceremonies. Like for example, I'll give you an example of aided college. So what is meant by an aided college? Aided college means that the aid, that is financial aid, is provided by the government, and now the management of the college will be from the part of the private people. There are many aided colleges, especially the Christian colleges and all. They are aided by the government in terms of finance, but it is run by some particular religious authorities. Now some religious groups. So in those institutions and all, the students cannot be compelled to participate in certain religious ceremonies. So it's the freedom of the students or the teachers or the staff whether to participate or not in the religious ceremonies. So that is what is called right to freedom of religion, guaranteed under Article 28. Okay. Now I'll just take up the comments. Anju, okay. Lipika said 7 or 7:30 is better. Okay, I'll see to it, Lipika. We will come back to 7:30 only. Abhi Kumar, can we be atheist under fundamental rights? Yes, you can be. Whether to choose a religion or not, that's your right, fundamental right. You can believe or you cannot believe. Like, it's your choice, absolutely, whether to believe in a particular religion or whether not to believe in any religion or to become an atheist. So, it's a fundamental right. Anju, thank you, Anju. So yeah, next one, we have 2 more fundamental rights to go. I think we will finish them and then wind up the session today. So yeah, so next one is cultural and educational rights. So cultural and educational rights, it's provided under Article 29 to 30, 30 till 30. Okay, now Article 29 provides protection of interest of minorities. So, minorities, the interest of the minorities are protected under Article 29. So, under Article 29, the interest of the minorities are protected. Now, under Article 30. So, under Article 30, the rights of minorities to establish and administer educational institutions. So, first one is the minorities have the right to protect their interests. Then the minorities can establish and administer educational institutions. So that is also provided by the Constitution under Article 30. Now Article 31 was related to right to property, which was earlier a fundamental right to property. It was earlier a fundamental right, but it has been omitted from the constitution or from the fundamental rights under the 44th amendment. So this is another example where the fundamental rights were amended. Under article 44, the fundamental right to property was taken away from fundamental rights, not from constitution. So it was taken away from the fundamental rights. Now it is put under legal rights. So it's a legal right under the constitution. Okay, it's only a legal right, not a fundamental right. Now next one is article 32. So article 32 provides for right to constitutional remedies. So what is meant by right to constitutional remedies? Right to constitutional remedies means that if any of the fundamental rights are rejected by the state, then you can go to the judiciary, the high courts and the Supreme Court for the violation of your fundamental rights. If you are not given your fundamental rights, then if the state is taking away your fundamental right, you can approach the high court and the Supreme Court. And that is why article 32 is the most important article, because without article 32 there is no validity to fundamental rights. So simply because there are rights, and if you are not able to exercise it, or if you are not able to exercise it and there is no remedy for you, then there is no meaning in giving you the rights. So we have the rights, and under the fundamental rights itself we have article 32, which guarantees you the constitutional remedies, which means the constitution is providing you some remedies. If you do not get the right to exercise your fundamental rights, then you can approach the judiciary, the Supreme Court and the High Court. So article 32 is about the right to move the Supreme Court in case of the violation of the fundamental rights. So if fundamental rights are violated, you can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court, and this provides for writ jurisdiction in India. So in the form of writs like the habeas corpus, prohibition, then quo warranto. So these are all writ jurisdiction. So under this writ jurisdiction, you can approach the Supreme Court or the High Court to get the fundamental rights done for you. So these are all the fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution. So I hope this is clear for you. I'll just take up the comments and the doubts. If you have any doubts, let me know in the comment section. We will clarify that and then move forward. Then Lal Siam Kima, today Rajya Sabha passed new bills regarding foreigners funding on religious matters. Does this amend this article? No, funding is not about fundamental rights. That is entirely different thing. So funding and all, so we will discuss about that also when we have some free time or something after we finish the syllabus. Whatever general doubts you have, like maybe we have learned all these things and maybe you will see some articles, some news or anything related to any of this. So general thing we can discuss. We will have some 2-3 sessions for general discussion also. So you can write down your doubts, your queries and all the general things you can write down. We will have 1 or 2 sessions for that. I'll talk to the team regarding that, and we will have some specific sessions for that. Don't worry about that. Okay. So that's it. So this is all about the fundamental rights, and if you like this video, please do press the like button, and also please do not forget to share this video with your friends. I'm sure this video is going to be helpful, not just for students who are preparing for NET. From the general awareness point of view or any examination point of view, this video is very, very important. So please do share this video with your friends also, and ask them to come for the live classes tomorrow onwards. They can join the live classes. So please do share it with your friends. And if you want to prepare for NTA UGC NET Computer Science, the number is given in the comment section. The number is 9821876104. So you can make a call to this number. So you will get to know the details of the courses and any queries related to computer science optional for NTA NET examination. Now think out of box. Ma'am, how can I join the Telegram group? So the main channel is Digimento Education. So you can just, it's a public channel. You can search for the channel and then you can join it. So there we will update all the information about the new classes and all. Otherwise also, if you have subscribed and pressed the bell icon, you will definitely be getting the notifications. So don't worry about that also. So with this, we have come to an end to the discussion of fundamental rights. Tomorrow we will take up DPSP. Again, very, very interesting as fundamental rights. I am sure you must have enjoyed the fundamental rights class. And I also think that you are now more aware about the rights that you have. So tomorrow, if you think that your rights are violated, you can question. You can approach the court of law. You can question the government or the state against your fundamental rights. So this will make you a more informed citizen, a more responsible citizen. Only when you know the rights and the duties, you become more responsible. So I hope you like this class, or I hope you have enjoyed this class. I'll definitely meet you tomorrow the same time, 8 o'clock, so 8 p.m. Please subscribe if you have not, and also share this video with your friends also. So I wish you all the very best for your preparations. Everyone, please do take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.